I need a break. RLCraft is kicking my ass. I'm not quite ready for a return to something as mechanical as Create, and while I could return to the broken script, researching it has removed my enjoyment of the unknown that it gave me in those first few videos. I could go to other games, but I've had this idea for a while, and I'm usually not one to abandon an idea before giving it a try. You've seen the title. This is a guide to the Twilight Forest. If you are unfamiliar with the Twilight Forest, it is one of the first few dimension mods that were created for Minecraft, and it's been in semi-active development since August 2011. Upon entering the portal to the dimension, you are transported to a mystical forest, forever in twilight with no day-night cycle. There's a progression system to the mod, where you have to kill bosses in a certain order before moving on to the next boss. This series is going to be different from my other series that I've done. While the other series include me commentating in real time or fully lack any commentating, this series will be fully commentated in post during editing so that I can research anything needed before talking about it, and so that I don't have to put text up on screen to correct myself when I am inevitably wrong. This guide is going to be very in-depth with as many aspects of the Twilight Forest that I can think of. Most other guides that I've seen seem to only cover the bosses. I am going further than that. This series will cover everything that I can think of within this mod. I will have info for each animal, monster, and boss that we encounter appearing on screen when it is encountered. A mock of this is currently on screen, showing a vanilla Minecraft zombie, its drops, and the chances for these drops when killed with a default unenchanted sword. This will be shown for all Twilight Forest mobs. I will be skipping this for vanilla mobs, not counting the example zombie, mainly because I already know I'll have quite a bit of work with the 53 mobs that Twilight Forest adds. Twilight Forest is not the only mod that I have here, though it's the only large content mod. Beyond the forest, I have some quality of life mods that don't even add any items. These being apple skin to see my saturation, clumps to gather experience orbs together, controlling for a searchable keybinds menu, embedium for better performance, jade for mainly health indication, journey map for waypoints, and just enough items for recipe browsing. I also have sophisticated backpacks because backpacks are always nice to have. If you are in any way familiar with the Twilight Forest, you know that the footage that has been playing is not of the dimension. I've decided to go about playing and recording my process of preparing to get there as normal, not spawning in gear to use in the start. I recommend that you have at least full iron gear before heading into the Twilight Forest. Unless you get lucky with your structures, you'll need to go mining before heading in anyway, so you might as well get geared up with iron first. Of course, my spawn ended up being not the greatest, but it definitely could have been worse, and originally it was. The first world that I created for this guide spawned me in the middle of a snowy plains biome, where I was unable to find one of the things that are required to create the portal. Accessing the Twilight Forest requires you to have the following items. At least 8 plants. These do not have to all be the same plant, and they can all be different. Flowers are the easiest option in most cases. 1 diamond, and water. Dig a 1 block deep 2x2 hole. This can be surrounded by dirt, podzol, grass, mycelium, anything that you can place the plants on. Put water in the hole to make all 4 blocks be sources. Place your various plants around the water as if they were sugarcane, and throw your diamond into the water, and the portal will open after being struck by lightning. As I mentioned, the first world that I created spawned me in a snowy plains with no easy-to-use plants in sight. There was tall grass around, but I wasn't going to waste iron creating shears just to collect grass to use in the portal, so I just made a new world. The new world gave me this much better spawn, where I was able to gather some flowers and food before stranding myself in the snow this time. I don't really care if I remember where these warmer biomes are in the overworld, or if I completely forget and can't ever find them again. Other than having a mini map at my disposal to look at if I did, once I enter the Twilight Forest, I don't plan on returning to the overworld. I will if it's absolutely necessary, like if I lose all of my gear with zero chance of getting it back. But if that does not happen, I will never see the overworld again in this playthrough. I will be creating a base in the Twilight Forest with shelter, food, and a spawn point. Beds work in the dimension, allowing you to sleep. Time doesn't pass, it's eternally twilight with no way to change this, but it does set your spawn and it doesn't explode like in the Nether in the end. It won't be a mega base, I've never gotten to the point in a world where I've done one of those, and it might not even necessarily look good, but I'm not worried about that. I'm sure you've noticed that the footage is sped up by now. All footage outside of boss fights will be double speed. I don't plan on cutting out footage, so there will be quite a bit of just traveling in footage. But exploration is a big part of Minecraft, and I feel it would be a disservice to cut it out, making it seem like I just magically find the biomes and structures and mobs that I want to. Later on in this video, while mining, I get extremely lucky and find almost enough diamonds for full diamond armor, plus a sword and a pickaxe, plus the diamond that is needed for the portal. But that's later in the video. And there really isn't anything else of note that happened in this video for me to talk about, so I will leave you to the sounds of Minecraft in glorious 2x speed. I hope you enjoy, and if you do, a like and subscribe would be appreciated.